Hi, all. My name is Amy Patterson, and I manage strategic partnerships for RevGuard. And I am joined today by Sonny Palta, the founder of Affiliati Network. Hi, Sonny.
Hello, hello. Nice to see you. You look
Thank
fantastic.
you. Thank you. We're going to do a quick Q&A session today that's basically from the advertiser's perspective. So I will just go ahead and get started. First
Great.
question. Are all affiliate networks more or less the same?
That's a great question. The short answer is no. And to kind of expand upon that, you really got to know what type of product you have and what type of network you're looking to work with in order to forge the right partnership. Certain networks might specialize in more of a white hat type offer, VSLs. You got your guys like Ads for Dough, Mint Global come to mind, and that's really their forte, right? They're going to take those types of offers, they're going to blow them out of the water. If you're doing more of the continuity stuff, which I'd imagine most of the people watching this are, you have a completely different subset of networks that are going to do best with your product. And then it kind of boils down to who is your relationship best with, who do you communicate best with, who do you have the best rapport with. And I think we'll probably touch on this a little bit deeper. But when it comes to that kind of the continuity specialized networks, it's really important to choose a top tier network, because if you get into that second tier, you got to remember a lot of us as networks, we're fishing in the same pond of affiliates. So when you get down to that second tier, they're dealing with people who've been booted off, most of the major players. And there's a reason that those publishers have been booted off. The quality isn't there, they weren't compliant, whatever it might be. So it's really important to identify, one, the network that best fits your needs, and then two, who you have a great relationship with, and three, make sure that they are up to snuff and they're going to do their job to protect your business interests as best they can.
Right. Great. Yeah, no, that all makes sense. So what is the best way to measure affiliate traffic effectiveness and ROI?
I boil it down simply to communication, right? Everybody kind of knows what their minimum KPI metrics are going to be, and it's going to be your first turn and your second turn combined with refunds, chargebacks, and your customer service costs. So like in any business, you want to calculate your gross revenue, then subtract all of your costs of operations, come up with your gross profit. And it's very important that you look at all of the pieces to the puzzle, not just retention, not just chargebacks, and not just refunds, but paint a clear picture of all three. And this kind of ties into a network is only as good for an advertiser as the level of communication they receive. A lot of advertisers want amazing performance from a network, right? That's the desire, and the network really wants to give that to you. I know at Affiliati, we're always striving to do the best that we can. We are handcuffed by access to information. So does the advertiser give us reports in a timely manner? Which sub-IDs need to be cut? What the overall LTV of a user is by sub-ID is a tremendously valued metric that I think is underserved in the industry. So if you're watching this and you want to know what you can do better as an advertiser, that's where I would start. Improve all levels of communication and really run LTV analysis by sub-ID, not just retention, not just chargebacks, not just refunds, but a function of all three of those. Now you're getting a clearer picture of who's profitable for you, who isn't, and the network can take appropriate action to deliver the results that you're looking for.
Great. Awesome. So I think you kind of just answered this question. The next one was, what one thing can advertisers do today to improve affiliate campaign effectiveness?
And yeah, it bears repeating. It's that important.
Yeah.
We pride ourselves on it at Affiliati. Without sounding too self-serving, communication really is the key. And I don't want it to just be about my network, right? This brings up the industry as a whole. When we do good business within the industry, the entire industry benefits. And it really boils down to all parties having good lines of communication. And I beg of advertisers and networks to both remember, an advertiser might work with multiple networks, so it's up to the network to ask. An advertiser should remember that a network's working with 100 to 500 different advertisers on a weekly basis. So it's also great to build systems and processes that disseminate this information on a weekly basis without either party even having to ask. We just set our watch by it. We know on Tuesday we're getting this report. It's going to show us these metrics, and we can take the appropriate action. Automating this stuff nips any problems in the bud before they become big problems, or it helps us make everybody more money and everyone in the supply chain benefits.
Great. Wonderful. So this one is kind of a little different than all the other questions, but I think it's pretty important to ask these days. How can advertisers make sure that they are not victims of affiliate fraud?
So I guess it kind of boils down to, what do you define as affiliate fraud? Are we talking credit card stuffing, or could you touch on that a little bit more? Like, what do you want to define as fraud here? Because I've heard it defined as bad retention as fraud, and that's not fraud, that's just bad traffic. And that ties into my answer to the prior question. If we're talking about straight affiliate fraud, it's employing the services on the advertiser side, like Count, like RevGuard's various products, having Verify and Ethica, and good customer service, and maybe even doing a spot check on 1 out of every 10 to 15 sales with a customer service call, just to know where the traffic is coming from. Is the customer aware of the transaction? But that is to combat an actual fraud case of either credit card stuffing or something like that, which, to be honest, is pretty rare these days. I think a lot of times the word fraud gets thrown around, like I said, with poor retention, and most of that type of stuff can be stopped before it becomes a big deal with good communication.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right. And then just the last question here. What have you seen lately, or what products, within the industries that we're in, what trends do you see as far as products right now being popular and for kind of the rest of 2017?
Again, great question. Love it. Love trying to get into that next wave of things and breaking free of what I like to call the big 3 or big 4 verticals that everybody knows and runs all day. One thing that I think is tremendously powerful for advertisers to do is to take the initiative to build compliant or VSL style white hat landing pages, even if it's for a product that falls into the big 3 or 4 niches. This is a way to take your core competency and open it up to a different style of affiliate or different media channels where normally a skin, diet, muscle rebuild might not get approved. Yeah. With a proper VSL that's compliant, you really give yourself a whole new breadth of opportunities to run white hat campaigns where you're seeing companies like Beverly Hills MD do tremendous volume. Taking that initiative is awesome. Outside of just like building a VSL, which is the simple answer to that first part of my answer, looking at niche products and really owning a niche. There's countless ones out there. You could go eyelash, you could go any kind of anti-cellulite if we're talking cosmetic related, or you could pick various supplements that go after specific ailments and have substantiation behind them. And you don't have to go as broad as you do with diet, skin, or muscle. You could pick something like pain relief, or you could pick something like supplements that are going to help high blood pressure, heart situations. Obviously, you need to be completely compliant and have that substantiation. But taking a niche and carving it out and owning the entire pie in that vertical, I think is very powerful. When you look at Google Trends and you see what's trending and maybe isn't really well served by the affiliate community and the direct response community, investigating something that you have passion or awareness about and going after that, it's a really powerful thing because you wind up owning the entire market share. One great one right now that I'm looking at is anti-mosquito, anti-tick, right? Like that. And the anti-mosquito stuff, sure, there are some competitors. I don't see much in anti-tick type, not supplements, but products. Yeah. And so this, it's a big issue because people are very afraid of ticks, warrantedly so, and they want protection, and they're actively searching for it, but no one's doing a direct response or affiliate model to serve these people ads. And tapping into something like that, it's a slam dunk if you do it the right way. Other stuff that we've all seen all year, the e-commerce fad is not going away. It's the hot product of whatever week or month it is, whether it was VR last year, fidget spinners today, and just like buying cool seasonal type products, making sure that you manage your inventory and all the things that go into that side of it, because that's a different can of worms than just having things manufactured and put into jars or bottles. You have to actually pull that stuff over from China and do it the right way and run a different style of business than we do with the supplement business. So
Right.
those are all great opportunities. 2017 has definitely been, I wouldn't call it too different than 2016, but as it is every year, the landscape changes, and it's just what's to be expected. It's not going to get any easier year over year, so we just have to continue to get smarter as a community and as an industry. And with great people like you and your team at RevGuard, I know that everything's going to keep getting better year over year for those who are willing to put the work in.
Yeah. Great. Well, wonderful. Well, I really appreciate you joining us today and just giving us some insight into, what you've seen and obviously into your expertise behind running your network. And yeah, we will see you soon.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and thank you, and thank you for everything that you guys do over there to elevate the industry. And I look forward to the next time we have this little chat.
Yeah, me too. All right. Thank you.
Yes. Bye, everyone.